Bars is back. Sam and oh God, what's up with you? Hip Hop Uncensored is the vibe, so subscribe. Hip Hop Uncensored is the vibe, so subscribe. Oh God, driving Sam and riding passenger side, and you heard it out the mouth of the greatest rapper alive.
Interested? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either, man. But dope. I think a dope perspective that we gave on now. Let's talk about Polo G, man. While we're talking about this type of stuff, Polo G over the weekend, was arrested coming out of an album release party. Now his mother is his manager, and she had an interesting perspective. But I think let me go back to this because the crazy part about it was he was saying that he said the police officers told him that as soon as he got off the jet that they was on him. And then he goes on to pretty much say that they're playing foul in Miami, the shit like that for a minute. And then we see a lot of this, whether it be violence and these rappers being caught up, with drugs, guns. But it seems like now, and I forget where I seen it, but it was interesting. I think article where it said it had these rappers' faces and it showed these specific rappers are being targeted. I think that is all of them, to a certain extent, because it's when you're, a lot of these guys come out of the gang element, a lot of these guys come out of the projects, and then they strike it rich. And then you got to couple it with the fact that these guys are being studied for real. When I mean studied, the FBI, whatever entities out there is looking at these guys' lyrics, they're listening, they're following. It is no secret that the FBI has been surveillance in the black community probably since its inception. So that's no secret. That's not to be scared or spooked about, but they're trying to catch these rappers up. If you work for a law enforcement agency, your job is to make arrests. So if this guy's on there talking about stuff he did and this and that, all right, let's follow this dude around, because they followed around Biggie, followed around Pac, they probably following around 95% of these rappers to see if they can dig up and find something on you and make that big arrest, get that big fish. Shit, I don't know if you've seen this, but a little off topic, the police that were going after NBA YoungBoy, whatever, they dubbed the arrest Operation Never Free Again.
Yeah.
So tying all that together, you got Polo G coming out saying, look, all right, it's a little bit shady. And then when they arrested him, it was very sketchy on why he was arrested, and they set his bond and he made the bond or whatever. So what do you think about this? Do you think they may have been targeting him? Are rappers targeted? And how do you feel about the Polo G incident?
Not only targeted, but profiled and stereotyped. When you look at Polo G, no, my son, he put out a freestyle about a week ago on the Rough Riders joint, right? I think it was on, LA Leakers.
Dope.
And killed that shit, did his thing. Jalen been listening to that shit every single day, wanting to show me every single day since the joint came out. Then he comes out with an album. What I say all that to say, the dude is hot right now. His name is hot right now. He calls the album release party in Miami. Obviously, these people are following social media, following trends, looking at what's going on in the city. Okay, he's a hot rapper. He knows that there may be potential violence or situations going on where we can target this person, that person, get this person, that person. This is a high action night for us. Let's go fishing. So he gets off the plane and they sitting there and they waiting for him because they know it's arrival time. They follow him. They doing this thing. They blah, 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 blah. Then they decide to go start fucking around. I say this to say that sometimes, and we don't know because I listened to a little bit of the excerpt of what his mother was saying, and she said that she raised two well-mannered young men. And not only was she worried about her son, Polo G, but her younger son, who was a minor, and they were keeping him against his will and their will without his mother being able to talk to him, have any conversation with him, have any proper representation with him, holding him without any conversation or any reasoning as to why she was concerned. When you look at all of this and you look at it's some shady shit. How can it be shady shit? It doesn't always attribute when you look at these brothers to gangs. You look at Polo G and you look at this and it's easy to stereotype them.
Right.
Because a lot of us come from these type of situations, but not all of us with dreads or tattoos or looking the side away come from these type of environments. And when you profile and you just go and fish, you get these type of situations. But it's no surprise that he posted bond, he bonded out, and he's out of that situation. But it happens far too often.
Even when you talk about your son and you talk about him listening to the LA Leakers freestyle.
Yeah.
Let's times that by maybe 1 million, 2 million people. It's influence, and they really kind of want to keep us in the state where, and this is just my opinion, that if one of these rappers ever, remember the word I said, influence, if one of these rappers ever, did or led a positive movement. Not saying some of them aren't. You know what I mean? I can't sit up here and say that because we got a lot of positive rappers.
Right.
But if they ever led something, this shit would catch fire. Like the youth will be on it like fire. They pretty much follow anything these guys do. And I think that they, you know, want to keep it to a point where they keep these guys jammed up. They keep us making this type of music and shit like that. Because a lot of these guys come out, they do come from the gang and shit in the ghetto, but they change their life around. They become businessmen, stocks, bonds, whatever like that. Right. So I think it's really, you know, something going on to really kind of keep this thing. And it's always been this way. It's like there's nothing new. So hopefully, you know, these guys listen and, you know, take heed. I understand, though, that people want to continue. You want to make the music because you're from that element, and you, at the end of the day, you want to give people what they want. But just try to mix a little bit of the good stuff in there because you are influencing millions of children. That's
Indeed. All. And you're dope.
Yeah.
You're fucking dope, and it will come off, you know what I mean, a lot more profound and a lot more positive than you think. And for people that don't ride with you when you do it, fuck it, they won't ride with you anyway, you know what I'm saying? But salute to Polo G. I'm glad he's out and keep doing what you're doing, young brother. You're killing it out here. Word. Let's talk about Pras real quick, man. Somebody we grew up on listening to. Fugees, man. He's into some real shit right now. Oh, God. Now, Fugees co-founder Pras was charged with pressuring Trump administration to drop an investigation. What investigation, you ask? My God. Now, he is facing charges for allegedly orchestrating an unregistered back-channel campaign to influence the Trump administration to drop an investigation into people connected with the development campaign of a Malaysia development owner, according to the Department of Justice. Now, his name is Joho Low. He is 39, and he, as well as Pras, were charged over 2 years ago for accusations that they funneled millions of dollars into the 2012 U.S. presidential campaign. Now, Pras, whose real name is Michael, pleaded not guilty to those charges, while Lowe has not been arrested. The DOJ shared that the pair allegedly conspired alongside Elliot Brody, Nikki Lum Davis, and others to engage in lobbying campaigns directed by Lowe and the Vice Minister of Public Security for the People's Republic of China, respectively, so that one MDB embezzlement investigation could be dropped along with the four I don't know what that word is, proceedings involving Lowe and others. They are also allegedly hoped to have a Chinese descendant back to China. So this shit runs deep. Shit. Now, Lowe potentially faces a maximum penalty of 5 to 10 years in prison if convicted, while Pras would face a maximum penalty of 5 to 20 years if in prison per count, according to the DOJ.
Damn.
I wonder why that is. Your thoughts?
That's a lot to unravel, man. They said per count too, so that can, that's crazy. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm thinking this is something to do with the federal government. So you're dealing with the feds, man. And not saying that I believe every claim that they make, but we know they're pretty thorough in what they do. And usually, when they got you, they got you. Now I want to give this brother the benefit of the doubt in all parties involved, but again, it's not looking good for that brother right now, man. I just wouldn't even think that he would even be involved in anything like that. But we should see. Let's just see. Hopefully at some point, he'll put his side of the story up and let people know, what happened, so we can kind of judge a little more. But I think it's kind of crazy, man.
We got to get Pras some proper representation because it's something funny to this situation. You got two men involved, and one hasn't been arrested. One has. One's facing 5 to 10 years, one's facing 5 to 20. Right. And I don't see anything, and I haven't read it in depth, and obviously none of us have, but that makes him any more guilty than this other